Hello, people of the internet. Welcome back to a new video. 1721 in rating. Let's go. We play e4 and we arrogantly wait until we play the second move. It's called waiting because I have changed to elo. And we can play against the French. I usually play knight f3, and the French continue with d5, ideas with c5 connected, and the French is also known for having a very bad bishop. So I like to play knight c3, and after this, there's actually a very nice trap, potentially, after we play e5, knight bd7, d4, c5, bishop g5. If they play bishop e7, then we take, and play bishop, knight b5. So we're all hoping that will happen. c5, knight g5, knight e7, takes, and then we have knight b5. Threatening knight c7, but also knight d6, checking the king. So you can stop both threats, and essentially we already have a really good position. Or potentially, this fork could be very tasty. So our opponent taking our time, as you should. And a way to avoid all this hassle is to play a6. So there is no knight b5. But our opponent is not aware of this and plays c5. Now we play bishop g5. And if bishop e7, that's a mistake. A good move would be either queen b6 or queen a5, uh, moving away from the attack. And then essentially we just are playing chess, essentially. After queen b6, I'm not sure. I think we take. And the reasoning, because why we take is otherwise he takes, and he gets a very good attack, or we essentially already overextended, and that's not good. So in order for us to avoid all these reactionary moves, we take ourselves. Yes, this pawn on e5 is quite weak, but we hope to counteract that by our lead in development, and yeah, that's about it. I think queen d2 here, protecting the threats. Now knight c6 is re-establishing an attack on the pawn, which is hard to deal with. Definitely not easy. We could either sack the pawn, or we could not sack the pawn. And I'm actually quite fond of the idea of sacking the pawn. So if, let's say we long castle, takes, and rook d1, sorry, rook e1, then this knight is attacked and has to move back. Well, I think he has to move. Oh no, he doesn't. He can go here. And then after takes. I'm not sure what I did. Hmm. You can also just play bishop f5, f4. Because I'm not sure if it works. I'm not sure if it works. I'm not sure if it works, actually. You know what? Eh, why not? If you lose, we lose. I know it's not a good variation, we're sacking a pawn, but if he doesn't find knight c4, it's actually essentially winning, I feel like. Because after takes, knight takes e5, rook d to e1, and let's say knight g6, we have knight takes on d5, and I really like that variation. You might even have knight d5 immediately takes, and then rook e1. But then he has f6 if the knight is here. Nah. The problem is we're sacking 2 pawns. The problem is we're sacking 2 pawns because we're also essentially sacking this one. So yeah, we have to not get too cocky here. All right, so we set our eyes on this variation, right? But let's calculate knight a4 as well. Knight a4. If he goes queen c7, we have here, but it doesn't really work after takes. Queen here. Hmm. And if you go here, queen a5 takes. Essentially, I have no clue what's going on. Um, yeah, I have no clue what's going on. So let's take. And actually, I just saw if he goes takes and you go here. Oh, wait, it doesn't work. Oh no, everything doesn't work. That's sad. It's all a bit sad, huh? It's a shame because our bishop hasn't developed yet. My idea was that after this, and if he moves here again, after takes, we had this nice sack on this, but he's obviously not gonna move there without any threat. Or is he? So that maybe f4 is the idea. Hopefully he goes here, threatening mate. But obviously he also has this. So I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I don't know what I'm doing. So f4 instead of rook e1. Because now we have this battery going on here, and it's only once protected and 3 times attacked. So that was my reasoning. My reasoning is obviously bad because I also missed this, and I'm quite not in form. Yeah, too forceful. This is what happens when you're too forceful. So let's take. Yeah, now he has this threat, which I obviously don't like. Can either play king b1 or play f5. But we got away with it in the end, so that's nice. I think actually best way to deal with it is maybe to play this. And if he plays here, that's okay. We just take. And after takes, we take, and then he has to choose one of the two, right? Choose one of the two. Can't choose both. Knight a4 might be winning. So even though knight a4 didn't really seem to work in the previous um, positions, it does seem to work now. Because if he now gives me the pin, I just simply take. After he takes the queen with check, we simply retake. And we won both a queen and a piece for a queen. He has to essentially decide which piece to take, and then we uh, pull back the other piece, essentially emerging up a piece, emerging up a piece, emerging up a piece, emerging up a piece. Okay, yeah. So our opponent thinking Yeah, I'm really proud of this move, knight e5, because I really was panicking and essentially I didn't really know what to do in that position, but we found a way. Okay, and important here to not go knight bishop d3, eyeing down here, but to keep an eye on this and retreating to b3. And we have the bishop pair, and essentially everything is okay. Essentially everything is okay. Although, although, um, it won't be easy. So I'm thinking here about f5 takes, and then we have either takes here or takes here. Doesn't really matter. Let's do that. We pounce, we pounce. We don't give him time to, you know, get everything together. We just pounce, pounce, pounce. Rook here. Okay. Good time to take, perhaps. No real threats, I hope. So let's take. And now we opened up the F file, but we also split up the pawns, which is nice. Yeah, and essentially this is the only trouble he has. Oh wait, he has many troubles, but essentially the only counterplay he has is the extra pawn, which isn't really that bothersome at the moment. Let's play rook f1. Really, not allowing the king to get any closer. Here, I guess we'll just take and then play a3, protecting the pawn. We don't want to play king b1 because we're in an endgame and we want to get our pieces, our king close to the center, as close as possible at least. Here, I guess we'll play rook f2 first, as this is still a threat. And if you play c3, there's d4. So I'm a bit hesitant in for to play that. But at least now if this comes we can play this, right? So yeah, we could also play this, but then we're simply blundering pieces. That's not what we want to do. What's a good move here? We can play bishop e2. Okay, let's look at targets here. His target is essentially here, but we already established that this is not really dangerous. But if he plays c3, he might want to establish something here to get it here, but then he can just take and this is pinned. Very interesting. So I'm just suggesting let's just play it slow. Let's go here. Essentially blunder our c2 pawn, but he obviously didn't spot that, which is kind of awful from both sides. I have no words for my lackluster play. And let's just slowly get this going. Still, the king is trapped. Still, there's no real counterplay. Now there is actually counterplay, and we have to actually be careful. Funnily enough. Funnily enough. Okay, let's go here. Attacking this pawn. And now I suddenly see that he actually has some threat. And I'm starting to get scared. Know that we are attacking two pawns at the same time. So, yeah. It's a bit sloppy how I'm playing at the moment. There's also no mating threat as he has made an escape square here. So I'm struggling to find a good plan. He takes. I think we have to just go along with this. Okay, now this is the target. It's getting quite nasty at the moment. If you take like this, do we get mated? Yeah, we might end up even in a draw. This might even be a draw. Yeah, I don't see how to avoid the draw, so let's just take. And he can essentially just keep checking me, and that's game. That's how the game will end, unfortunately. So yeah, very sloppy play. Very sloppy play. I wish I could have played better. Obviously, we could not go to C1, because then we would be mated. Um, but we can at least see what we could have done better. Draw is not the worst of worsts, but yeah, we should have done better. Could have done better. Now things are not so clear, are they? All right. Just keeps checking me. I guess he's just gonna settle for a draw now. Yeah. He's thinking though. He's thinking, how can I prolong the game? Which is a good indication. He does. Now we are the ones who have to be accurate. Now we are the ones who have to be accurate. We have to sack it. He's making a good run for his money. Oh wow. Oh my God. I blundered. Yeah, we lost it. That's very unfortunate. I think I screwed up somewhere in the end. Let's see. And essentially, when we lose, I want to go from the back to the front. Essentially, where we see where we gone wrong. Here, obviously, we're already losing when I allow this. So here, after a5, a6, a7 is actually losing to h2. So what should we do here? We go here. Oh, and if he goes h2 here, play h8, g5, and we can allow him to queen, because then we take, but he can give this check. And after b2, promotion, takes, we then make a queen. Ah, yeah. And props to your opponents, and do not want to blame the clock for my mistake, as I should have just found this. And oftentimes um, in longer format games, you also end up with low times, and you have to quickly figure things out. And I just completely missed here that I could not stop it. Could not stop H2. I should have been proactive here and seen H2 coming. Obviously, could move to the side, but that would also be too slow. Yeah, just full panic mode, and I just too lately realized that his plan was way too strong. Um, so yeah, unfortunate, unfortunate. Um, Opening wise, I think here it was just purely a draw. Not sure what I could have done here. 92. Ah, blocking. That's a very nice idea, actually. And there were some other moments here. Here I was really proud. To be exact, I was really proud at this moment to find knight a5. I think the only winning idea. Obviously, I did not win, but you know what I'm talking about. But I did not manage to play this very well. D to f2, I did play. I went back. And now I realize that this is actually quite a menace to deal with. Well, actually, now I realized that. So I kind of lost control of the position. I should have gone b2, but then just dropped back. Ah, and then I win a pawn. I see. So yeah, here another moment where I could have immediately won the game. And I'm pretty sure that this will also be picked up pretty easily. Still protecting c2. Yeah, I panicked somewhere. So that's unfortunate. We actually lost the game, which is unfortunate. I think that the real mistake we made was having this drawish mentality. Unfortunately, we lost. See you guys next time.